Hey crawlers, welcome back to another Minecraft circuit board. Guys, today we're going to be talking about edge detectors, rising, falling, and dual. Alright guys, so as we were talking about, we're going to be talking about some edge detectors today. We got falling edge detectors, rising edge detectors, and dual edge detectors. Now, before I get into the designs, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you guys what edge detectors are and kind of what their purpose is. For those of you who already know what they are and just want to look at the designs, go ahead and just skip ahead. I may or may not have an annotation up. So, anyways guys, so straight from the wiki, an edge detector is classified under pulse circuits. A pulse circuit is a monostable, pulse generator, pulse limiter, pulse extender, and a few other miscellaneous stuff there. So the reason why it's considered a pulse circuit is because when you turn on or off the input, the output will have a determined pulse length, just like a button has a determined pulse length. So this is a pulse circuit. This is an on state, that's an off state. An edge detector reacts to either a signal changing from off to on, that's rising, or from on to off, which is falling. And there's even some that react to both, which will emit a pulse. Whether this is turned on, it'll emit a pulse, and then turned off, it'll emit a pulse. For the most part, when it comes to the input, you can either change it to an on or an off just by inverting it and then having a separate output. So that is now an inverted output. You can pretty much do that with any of these units. However, that kind of defeats the purpose of their core structure. So although you could do that with any of them, it's kind of pointless to do that. It really is, because then you're making them larger than they need to be, and yeah, and all that. So why don't we go ahead and move on to the designs. So as we're kind of explaining it, a rising edge detector will emit a pulse on the active edge. So the rising edge, which is the moment the pulse is turned on, or the power, the input is turned on. But when you turn the power off, nothing will happen. I turn it on, and you can see the light came on. I turn it off, nothing happens. That is a rising edge detector. Rising edge detectors and falling edge, you can pretty much find these also in the monostable and pulse limiter sections, because they serve similar functions. So they're pretty much a universal thing. So this one I pulled straight from the monostable section, and right here you guys can see Nodvik was the one who showed me this one. And this one over here is one I was able to create just by delaying the input, which is right there, delaying this input, which causes it to turn on. When this is turned on, this becomes now the active power. So it activates when the power's turned off. So that's a falling. So here's the difference between a falling edge and an active edge, or falling and a rising. This is a falling. Rising edge does nothing, turns off, and then it powers on. So those are the difference between the two. Now I'm going to go over some designs here with you guys. Again, these are the rising edge. This is one I was messing around with when I was trying to make my piston house stuff. You see, turning on, nothing happens. Actually, it's the other way around. That's off. Turn it on, it turns on. Turn it off, nothing happens. This one I found on GoMango999. I believe he's a German Minecrafter. But yeah, this is with the hopper and the dropper. like that. You can also do this another way. You can do that. Whoops. You can do it this way as well. Which I think I'll just go ahead and throw this in here. And oops, I just realized that's not facing the right way. And let's go ahead and put that in there. And fix that. Of course, doing stuff last second here. So you can see that that works as well. And then there's this one right here, which is a pretty simple one. This is one that I think people are just aware of. It's more like a monostable people are aware of right now. And then this one is just your classic one. This is an original. That was my son. My underwear. He's going to use the restroom right now. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, guys, so you saw the rising edge. Now we're going to look at the falling edge. It's basically the opposite. When we trigger this, turn the power on, nothing happens. Turn the power off, that's when we get our pulse. Here are a couple of designs. Let me go ahead and make sure you guys are seeing the credits on who did this one. mcKrawll. This was just an interesting design, I thought, right here. And of course, let me see this. Yeah. The only reason that's inverted is just so that the state is off by default. And then this one I was messing around with something. I needed a pulse. I was making a pulse. God, what is it called? Pulse, rapid pulse generator. And I was trying some other stuff out, and I did this on accident. I was like, oh, snap. So I think people are aware of this, so I really shouldn't give myself credit, but I didn't look it up anywhere, so that's why I'm putting my name right there. And that's basically the rising and the falling. Next is the dual edge detectors. The first one here was basically the first two designs that you guys saw me make over here. So it's these first two right here. All I did was put them together. Create one input. So you can go like this. We'll just leave it like this. So basically, guys, I just put those two together, and it now powers when I turn them on and when I turn them off. That's pretty cool. Same with this one. This is JL2579's. Oldie but a goodie. This came out a while ago, but it still works. Even though that pistons don't update the same way, it does still work. You guys can see how it works. This one is by also a German Minecrafter called Wurstmel. I can't read that. 3000. I thought this was just one of the coolest ones. You don't even need this lever on top. You can put it on the side, and then it's kind of all on a single plane, aside from the fact that you gotta put the redstone on this on the ground. Other than that, it's fairly compact. But yeah, let's go and look at it. This is the output over here. Here, let me do this. There.
Slimebot is the earth.
So that is just really cool. Oh, I can even compact this even more. Didn't even think about that. Right there. There we go. So yeah, that is very awesome. What else do we got? Actually, should both of those be turning on? Oh yeah, because when you power this one, it'll power that one too. Okay. Confused myself for a second. And this one I was just goofing around trying to see if I could possibly come up with something, and I got it working. I was a little surprised. I think it might be a little bit bulkier than that one, but it does actually work. It works on the same principle as this one. I just made one output, and this is yeah, that's just basically how it works. Nothing hidden down here or anything like that. I think that's it. Yep. Yep. Alright, guys. Well, that is your dual edge detectors. You okay, buddy? Alright. So yeah, those are the edge detectors. If there are any designs you guys think are, you know, interesting or unique, you know, and you want me to put them in here, please send them to me. And for sure, I will put them in the world. Same thing with the dual edge detectors. I just realized I gave myself no room here for extras. I'll have to move that back with MC Edit or something. But this is going to be the end of the circuits videos, the individual circuits. The next video will probably be some sort of big units build, like 3x3 piston doors, or, you know, hipster doors, you know, stuff like that. So should be interesting. Can't wait to get started on that. Anyways, guys, that is it for today. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, guys, keep crawling and peace out. Alright, guys, here we are. With the new snapshot, there have been so many